Yeah, I'm putting on my lipstick to record a podcast. How funny is that? The reason why I'm doing this is it's actually really important because today I'm talking about feeling good, about the importance of feeling good, particularly if you want to run a business. And it's not always about putting on your lipstick, but for me, putting on my lipstick just makes me feel a little bit special. It makes me feel like I've made a little bit of an effort, which actually it just takes me a couple of seconds. However, I've been inspired to record this for you today after hearing an interview on the radio on Radio 1, and the presenter was interviewing Lina Nielson. She's an Olympian, and she was talking all about how she's preparing for sprinting, and she's a sprinter and does hurdler. Anyway, so that's what she does and how she's preparing to go to Paris for the Olympics this summer. And it was a really interesting conversation. However, one part of it really stood out for me and something that I could completely resonate with and could see her point of view, and I loved it. And I want to share this with you because I think this is something so often we overlook as business owners, as anyone starting out working on something for ourselves. Lina was saying that the only time she does a full face of makeup and takes time to do her hair is when she's competing. And I love that. I mean, it's almost like the opposite of what I imagined, I guess, for someone. I always think that I always take my makeup off to go for a run if I'm sweating and things. But I could really see her point of view. And what she was saying is that when she makes a little bit more effort in her appearance, it makes her feel good. I mean, a little bit more effort. She said she takes 2 hours to do her hair and makeup on the days she's competing, which is hats off. That's a commitment. That's awesome. She said that those days when she's made that little bit more effort, she feels good and it makes her feel more confident. And she has seen a direct link to how much better she performs. And how amazing is that? That's an Olympian telling us that she's doing her hair and makeup to make herself feel good because then she performs better. Now, I'm not here to say to you that you have to have your hair and makeup done every day. Absolutely not. Because trust me, when this camera's not on, it's a very different story. However, this is something that I have learned, I'd say in the last 2 years particularly, and I've noticed the significant impact it's had on me and my business too. Back in the day when I first started out and my children would be at the odd day of childcare, whether it was nursery or childminder or whatever, it's expensive. It costs a lot of money. And the fact that I was working from home, I always felt like I had to almost justify why we were paying that much money for my child to be in childcare. So in order to do that, the minute I dropped them off to the minute I picked him up, I would work every moment. I wouldn't stop for lunch. I'd be head down, I'd have a list, and I would be working my socks off to get through that list. To counterbalance them going into childcare to justify the fact that we paid out that money. However, in the last couple of years, I've learned a very different story, and I've begun to realize the difference it makes when I feel good. I have noticed a direct link between me feeling good and the performance of my business. It really is. It's such a clear link. It really, you can see the dips. You can see the peaks and the troughs when you look at the way that my business has performed. And that's exactly why, because it is so closely linked by how I feel. Because I've noticed that when I feel good, when I feel confident, when I'm feeling in a positive mindset, it really affects the work that I'm doing. I work on camera, I work on Instagram, I'm often filming myself. So if I'm not feeling that my best self, then I don't want to appear on camera. Or when I do come on camera, it's not authentic. It's maybe not as happy as normal, or it's maybe not as inspiring as normal. You show up in a very different way depending on how you feel. And so those days that I'm feeling good, I want to be on camera, I want to share my message with the world, I'm excited to do that. And I can share it with the passion that I've got to get my message out there and to help others. And so if you are committed to helping others, showing up on Instagram or social media, you've got to really prioritize looking after yourself and making sure that you feel good. So for example, me coming on today, I knew I was recording this. So I washed my hair, I've got lovely fresh hair today, which always makes me feel better. I've got on, I mean, it's a pink jumper and a white top. Most people would probably say it's not very special, but it's a color I think I suit. I feel comfortable. I feel confident in this outfit. It's something that works really well. And it gives me a little boost. It gives me a little spring in my step when I feel comfortable in the clothes. It takes me a little bit longer to pick it out. I'm talking like few more seconds to put an outfit together. I've done my makeup. You know, it's those sorts of things that just are important to me. Might not be important to you. It might be something else that gives you or is going to make you feel good. But for me, this is what helps me to show up and be able to put myself in front of a camera and feel confident about myself and the message that I have to spread and the things that I want to say as well. So I have noticed that even just the willingness to make content, it makes such a difference. Showing up for myself, showing up, you know, answering, it could be a whole variety of things. As you know, being a business owner, we have got many hats to spin, many plates to spin, many hats to wear. That's what that combination was. So if I'm making content, if I'm emailing, if I'm dealing with problems, you know, if a problem comes in, say you get a message from a customer or a follower who's not happy with you. If you're not in a positive mindset, if you're not feeling confident about the work that you're doing, you're going to answer that in a very different way. That could really put you into a spiral and think, do you know what? I'm no good at this. Maybe it's time I give up. But if you're feeling good, you think, no, this is okay. I can sort this. You're going to reply to that email much better. You're going to see it as an opportunity to learn and grow and solve that. And you're going to learn from that, rather than thinking, do you know what? I'm giving up. I've had enough of this. It's time for me to stop, blah, blah, blah. It just changes the way that you deal with problems and you deal with situations on a daily basis for your business. Having that positive mindset, whether it is physically, how you look, that's going to help you feel better, or how you start your day, whatever it might be, just having that positive mindset, feeling good about yourself, feeling confident is going to have a huge impact on the way then your business is going to run. I have seen the days, particularly when I was selling my play prompts, my activity cards, those days that I was feeling good, I'd have a spring in my step. I had more energy. I wanted to make content. I wanted to show people because I was so confident in the products that I had. I wanted to tell and get my message out to as many people as possible. I'd go live spontaneously, unplanned. I'd do things. I'd try things. It's having that, you know, I'll give this a go and see if it works. And if it doesn't, that's okay. It completely changes your perspective when you're feeling good. And that can be seen, you know, it comes through the camera, it comes through your phone. I unfollow people because I just think, oh gosh, I'm just finding that they're like almost sapping my energy. I don't want that. I'm someone that's going to radiate energy, that is going to uplift me and inspire me and motivate me, not someone that's going to drain it from me. And so that's what I want to give out into the world. That's the kind of person I am. That's a message that I want to share. And so when you are creating that type of content, that fun, you know, people can see you having a good time, that you're enjoying yourself, that you're passionate about what it is that you're talking about, it rubs off on people. It honestly, it radiates out of you. It has that ripple effect. And you make other people feel good and leave positive comments or likes on your content, perhaps they're more likely to comment when they're feeling good. Perhaps they're more likely to go and purchase from you because they like the person that you are. As we know, when you're building a brand, when you're building a page to be seen online as a profile, as an expert in your topic, we want people to resonate with us. We want people to connect with us because people buy from people. That's what they buy into. Oh, I trust this person. I like this person. I can see myself in this person. Wow, she's really helped me. She's inspiring me. I want to be more like that. That's the message I want to get out into the world. And so when I'm in that mood and I'm creating that sort of fun, playful content that is getting everyone else excited and inspired, then they want to go and purchase from you. They want to support you, whether it's sharing your content, whether it's telling a friend, whether it's commenting, whether it's purchasing from you, whatever it is, they want to get that little bit closer to you. And so it attracts people into you and your business. And that's where you can see the direct links between what you're creating, the content, the ideas you're coming up with, all that sort of stuff, to the results that you're getting, the sales that you're getting, the engagement you're getting on Instagram, you know, all that sort of stuff all really helps. And I've seen it myself, that positive link. Now, how do I do this? How do I do this on a daily basis with 3 boys, running 2 businesses? You know, life is busy. So how do I make sure that I feel good? There's 3 things that I do, ladies, and I really recommend this. So first of all, journaling. You know, let's look after our mindset. That's the most important bit. You might journal, you might not. You might use affirmations, you might not. You might meditate, you might not. Anything that is going to help you think more positively, get into that positive mindset. I love journaling. I journal on a daily basis. I try to start my day most days journaling. If I haven't started it in the morning, I do it before I go to bed at night because it just helps me to feel really good. And I dedicate to 3 pages. I will write 3 pages in my journal minimum, because then it's not a get this done and get it out of the way. I will take that time and I will use it to imagine the best version of myself, or imagine, or perhaps feel what I feel grateful for, or one of the prompts I used last night was one thing I love about myself. You know, like, when was the last time you said that? And it's a lot harder to think when you're, it's really hard to think, what do I actually love about myself? And it really made me think about it, but it gets you in that positive mindset and it makes you really grateful and really helps to boost your mood as well. So for me, it's journaling. I do it as much as I can. More weekdays, not so much at the weekends. I struggle with it then, but weekdays, particularly when work is a higher priority for me, I definitely make sure that I journal. And that's been something really powerful. So if you've not been trying it, if you are in the space of trying to start growing a business, you're running a business, whatever it is, you've got to look after that positive mindset. Whether you are going to repeat affirmations, ask Alexa to say some daily affirmations and just repeat them back to yourself. Get journaling, have a go at meditating. There are so many apps, amazing apps out there that you can download and just follow one of those and just see the difference it makes in you, how you feel, how you show up, and the results it has in your business. The second one is looking after our bodies physically. You know the story: eating well, taking breaks, moving our bodies, getting some sleep. Get some sleep. I can't tell you, emphasize enough how important it is to have an early night. Now, you might be saying to me, like, yeah, Claire, but I've got little ones. I've got little ones too. And that's all the more reason you've got to go to bed early. You've got to skip Love Island, catch up on it at lunchtime the next day. Sometimes you've just got to say, do you know what? I need my sleep. My middle one gets up at 5 o'clock every day on the dot. And when he does, he wants a bowl of cereal. That's the first thing he says when he opens his eyes: Mummy, I want some cereal. So it really is up at 5 o'clock, and that is his thing. So because of that, because I know that I'll be up at 5 o'clock, I make sure I am getting an early night. And you have to prioritize that, because we know when we get enough sleep, we feel better, we eat better the next day. When we don't, it's just going to eat into the next day. Our energy levels are low, our mood is low, our mindset is low. The food we crave is sugary or carbs or whatever that aren't going to be as good for us. When we get enough sleep, we eat better, we feel better. You know this stuff. The body coach has been telling you this stuff for years. So you don't need me to tell you as well. I'm trying. I'm sat here with my rice cakes and my orange. I still have chocolate, I do work at home. It's almost impossible not to go in the pantry when I'm boiling the kettle, but I try really hard. I make a conscious effort because I know the difference it makes. It stops me feeling sluggish if I have a really naughty lunch and all that sort of stuff. So I try really hard to eat well and taking breaks and moving my body. This is what I'm talking about, a little bit like feeling like you have to work every second the children in childcare. Actually, no, you don't. I, for example, have just been for a little drive to our local bakery. I needed to pick some bits up from the shop. It's an errand that took 10-15 minutes. Going out for a little drive. It's a bit drizzly, so I didn't fancy walking today. Popped in the bakery, got myself a nice fresh sandwich, spoke to people. That's a big difference. Speaking to people, socializing. Oh my goodness, we know that makes a big difference on our mindset too. Had a little chat with an old couple in the bakery, bought my sandwich. I've eaten that. I've had a little drive. I've had a change of scenery. Sort of move my body, not so much. I do need to walk the dog, actually. He's not been out yet. But those sorts of things, they're important too. Stepping away from the laptop, putting the phone down, all those sorts of things are really going to help you to perform better, because then you know that when you're energized and feeling good, you're going to perform better. And then finally, number 3 is prioritizing family time. I've got a 1.5-year-old, a 3.5-year-old, and a 9-year-old. 9-year-old going on 19, it's attitude stage. But for me, my family is my priority. Family and friends are my priority. We're at a stage in our lives where I want to be at home for them. I want to do the school pickups. I want to be at home with them. Okay, being on a yacht in Ibiza is the dream, maybe one day. But right now, this is my priority. My family, I have a young family. I want to be here at home with them. And so I prioritize that. And so that is why I have chosen to build the business in this way. This is why I've designed, that's the word, I don't know what it is with me in words. I've designed my work to work around my children. I feel so fortunate that I am able to work sometimes during the day when they're in childcare, sometimes I'll work in the evening. On Friday, I've been invited to a forest school party to go and do marshmallows on the bonfire. When I was teaching, there's no way I'd be able to do that. I'd have to ask my head's permission, and there's no way she would have let me do that. I can do that now. I can do that forest school. I can do sports day. I can do the pickup. I can do the pickup and bring back other kids whose parents are struggling to get back in time, because we had basketball cancelled the other night, last minute as always. I was like, don't worry, I'll get the other kids, round them up, bring them to mine. It's fine. You know, it's that flexibility and that choice for me right now is the biggest sign of success. That's what it is. And that's where I feel particularly rich. There are lots of different types of being rich, not just the money. For me, it's that flexibility of time, being able to choose how I spend my day, being able to choose to prioritize being with my boys and make work around that. Okay, I sometimes work in the evenings, I work in nap times, sometimes I work at the weekends. And that's fine. I'm doing it out of choice so that I can do the other things. I'm not saying I don't work hard, I work my socks off, but I do it around my family. And so that makes me feel good, because I feel like a better parent. I feel like they energize me as well, getting to spend time with them. We have fun. We go on adventures. They make me laugh. Oh my goodness. My middle toddler, my middle child, the sense of humor, he's 3.5, like the stuff he's coming out with at the moment is hilarious. He will have me like belly laughing. I need that. That's what energizes me, because that's my why. That's exactly why I'm here. I'm doing all this is for them. And so that is what makes me feel good as well. So that's really important, that you prioritize your priorities. What are your priorities? For you, it might not be family time. It might be something else. It might be more holidays. It might be date nights with your partner. It could be anything, whatever you want it to be. It's what's important to you. For me, that's what energizes me and makes me feel good, and therefore makes me a better business owner. It allows me to show up in a different way, to have a positive mindset, to support my audience better, to work harder, to work better, to be more focused, all those sorts of things. It has a direct link, and the results you get from business are directly linked from that. So I really hope that helps today, rather than feel like, I've got to work so hard. It's about looking after yourself, ladies. It really is. It's about making sure that you feel good. Now, I've talked about, putting your lipstick on. It might not be that for you. It might be something else. But for me, journaling, look after my mindset, eating well, taking breaks, looking after my body, and then prioritizing family life, that's what makes me feel good. And that is the direct link to the results in my business. Now, if you are someone wanting to create that work-life balance, I can teach you how you can share what you know on Instagram to bring in those opportunities. That's exactly what I did. I was a teacher on maternity leave when I started Play Hooray, and for 8 years, I've been growing Play Hooray, showing up on a regular basis, showing what I know. I was passionate about learning through play. I'm not the ultimate expert, absolutely not, but I'm passionate about it. I enjoy it. I have experience in it. I do it with my kids. I've done it from teaching. I've got lots to share about it. I like reading up on it and learning about it. So all these things I was sharing, I was showing up. And for 8 years, I've had the most amazing opportunities I never expected as a teacher. I've spoken on panels, I've written a book, I've written in magazines, I've worked for big brands like Lego and BBC Bite Size and different, and just things that I never could have possibly imagined when I was teaching. Those things have happened because I decided I'd take my skills from being a teacher and put them onto Instagram and be able to help other people, but also help me achieve the work-life balance that I love and I desire, because I've got young children and that's what's important to me. So if you're interested in learning more about that, please get in touch with me. I have an amazing, honestly, I've been preparing it mid-July, 15th of July. I am launching a free training series. It's for complete beginners of anyone that's wondering, maybe could I, you're starting to, you've maybe watched me for a few years and thought, I'd like to do that. Or you've been watching other people thinking, I could do that. Whatever it is, if you are a complete beginner to moving on to social media, I am going to take you through the stages. And within 5 days, you will have your brand new Instagram page set up, ready to start this new chapter and share what you know. And don't worry if the technology scares you. Don't worry if showing up on camera scares you. I'm going to show you how you can do it, okay? If I can do it, you definitely can too. So please make sure you join me. The link is in the podcast notes and in the YouTube video notes as well. click on that link, get signed up. It's all completely free, ladies. And within 5 days, you will have your new chapter set up. And then you've got the summer holidays to use that to make a difference. And that's where you start showing up, sharing that content. That's where the opportunities start coming in and get that work-life balance. So thank you very much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you. Please reach out and come and chat with me. I always love connecting with you. And I send you loads and loads of love. The next one will be coming out next week. Thanks a lot. Bye.